$1.2 million. That is what your offer says. In the other life, the offer says 420,000. Same lab at school, same advisor, 2 envelopes, 1 week in March. One has the name of a search company on it. Everyone has used it today. The other has the name of an AI lab that people argue about at dinner. You take the AI job. You also take the big tech job. You are going to live both. One of those numbers is money. The other is a sentence about the future, written in the present tense. For 9 years, nobody can tell you which is which, including the people who wrote them. Level 1, the recruits. 2 offers, same Tuesday. On the big tech side, the number is 420,000. 220 is base. The rest is stock in a company older than you are. That stock is not a bet. It is a slightly slower way of being handed cash. You start in August. You get a badge, a laptop, and 11 onboarding sessions. There is a bicycle. There is a gym. There is a woman whose whole job is explaining your benefits to you. Your team owns a system that serves 2 billion requests a day. Your first task takes 6 weeks. At the end of it, you have changed 9 lines. The review took longer than the writing. You are annoyed about that for a month. Then you watch the 9 lines go out to 2 billion requests. You stop being annoyed. On the AI side, the number is 1.2 million. 200 of that is salary. The rest is equity in a company that is 4 years old and has never made a profit. You ask a friend what the equity is actually worth. He tells you the truth. It depends. You print out the grant letter. You do not know why. It is the only piece of paper in the entire arrangement. Everything else is a portal with a password. You put it in the second drawer of your desk at home. It stays there. It will still be there in 9 years. You start in July. There is no onboarding. There is a laptop on a table. Someone says, "Find Mira. She will get you an account." The office is 1 floor of a building in San Francisco. The blinds are down. It is dark on purpose. The screens are the light. Your first task takes 4 days. You finish it in 3. Nobody reviews it. There is nobody free to review it. That is thrilling for about 6 months. Then you notice nobody is checking anything anyone does, and thrilling turns into a low hum of not being sure you are any good. In week 3, the 2 of you meet for a drink. Same school, 2 cities, 1 bar in between. The engineer says his thing serves 2 billion requests a day. The researcher says his might change what a computer is. Both are showing off. Only the researcher goes home nervous, and he could not tell you why for another 2 years. Both of you are 27. Both of you write code a machine will run. One of you is paid in something you can spend. The other is paid in something you have to believe. Level 2, the believers. On the AI side, you ship something in November. 11 million people are using it by February. You are in the room when it goes out. Somebody orders 40 pizzas. Somebody cries a little and says it is tiredness. Nobody argues. You work 11 hours on a light day. There is no rule that says you must. That is exactly why it works. Nobody has to make you. A woman named Dana sits opposite you. 34. Brilliant. This is her second lab. The first one is a company you have heard of. You have heard of it the way you have heard of a shipwreck. 14 months, 40 people, a great deal of press. Big tech bought the team and none of the paper. Her equity was worth nothing. Not a little, nothing. She signs the documents and goes back to work on a Monday. She tells you this over lunch like a joke she has told before. Then she says the sentence you keep for a decade. The work was real, just not the number. You ask her why she did it again. Why a second lab, with the same paper, from the same kind of company? She thinks about it properly. That is the thing about her. She never gives you the fast answer. She says the money was never the reason she came. It was the reason she stayed longer than she should have. You write that down that evening. You are 28, and you think you have been given a warning. You have been. You will do exactly nothing with it. On the big tech side, the year is calm. You are promoted once. Your total goes to 480,000. Something happens in April that you only understand much later. A vesting notification arrives on your phone. $91,000. It went into your account while you were asleep. You do not open the email. You have stopped opening them. That is how ordinary it has become. You take 4 weeks of holiday. You take all 4. You go to Japan. You answer nothing for 26 days. Nothing breaks. Your team ships a project after 8 months of meetings. It is good work. It is also 30% slower than it needed to be. You know which meeting cost the difference. There is nobody to tell. There is no mechanism for telling. On one side, you are building something that might not exist in 3 years. On the other, you are inside something that will outlive you. Neither of those is safe. You cannot see the risk in the second one yet. Level 3. The Paper Millionaires. The AI lab raises again in your third year, 12 billion to 80, in 8 months. Somebody does the arithmetic in a group chat at midnight. Your grant, at the new mark, is worth about $40 million. $40 million. You read it in bed. You put the phone face down on your chest. You look at the ceiling for a long time. Then it is morning. Then you go to work. Your rent is still due on Friday. That is the part nobody explains about $40 million in a private company. There is no button. There is nothing to press. You cannot sell it. There is no market. There is a company policy and a board. There is a tender offer that may happen next year, or may not, and nobody will apologize either way. On paper, you are wealthy. In your actual life, you are a well-paid person in an expensive city. You start doing something you are not proud of. You read the secondary market rumors. Weekly at first, then more than that. You have become an investor in your own employer. Nobody asked whether you wanted to be one, and it changes how you work. That is the part you would deny if someone asked. There is a project in March that is obviously right and obviously 2 years from mattering. You do not fight for it. You take the one that ships in November instead. You tell yourself it is about focus. It is about a mark on a piece of paper in a drawer. That is what equity does to a researcher. It is a very expensive way to make a scientist think like a shareholder. On the big tech side, you clear 540,000. None of it is a rumor. All of it arrived. You buy an apartment, 30% down. You own it in the boring, complete way people owned things in the last century. Nobody at work is impressed. That is worth saying out loud. In your world, an apartment is what people buy when they have stopped believing something bigger is coming. You feel that judgment at a dinner, and you do not defend yourself. You go home to the apartment. Years from now, it is the only thing from this whole decade that never once needed a lawyer. The other you is worth $40 million on paper. He checks his salary before he buys a sofa. You know this because he tells you at a dinner. He laughs about it. You laugh too. Neither of you finds it funny. You both notice that. 1.2 million against 420,000. Pick one. Right now, before you know how this ends. Most people your age pick the lab. They are not being stupid. They are being paid to be optimistic, and optimism is the actual product. One of you owns money. The other owns a claim on a future that a board is allowed to reprice. Level 4. The holders. Start on the big tech side this time. This is where it stops being comfortable. Your team is reorganized in the spring, then again in the autumn. The system you know better than anyone goes into maintenance. Your manager has a new manager. Neither of them knows what you did in your first 4 years. The work gets thinner, not harder. Thinner. You are still shipping. That is what makes it hard to see. The reviews are good. The compensation committee has no complaints. Your rating is exactly what it was. But you can no longer name the thing you did this year. You could name it every year until now. You try once, at a barbecue, when somebody asks. You hear yourself describe a process instead of a thing. You spend a quarter writing a document. It persuades 3 directors of something you could have built in 2 weeks. You are 34. You are extremely well paid. And you can feel a specific thing happening to you. You are becoming expensive without becoming necessary. That is the real risk on this side. It is never in a recruiting deck. There is no drawdown rule here. There is a slower thing. There is a day, some years out. A spreadsheet has your name on it. Next to it is a number. The number is your salary. Nobody in that meeting has met you. Now the AI side. Here is where the paper touches the world. The tender offer arrives in year 5. You may sell 15% of your vested shares, up to a cap. There is always a cap. Nobody gets to take a life-changing amount off the table at once, because a company that lets people do that loses them. You sell everything you are allowed to sell. $1.1 million. Real money, in an account. After tax, closer to 600,000. It is the first actual cash this job has produced. You have been here 5 years. You do something quiet with it. You pay off your student loan, and you put the rest in an index fund. An index fund. After 5 years of building the future, you buy the most boring thing there is. You do not tell anyone at work. They would understand it as a lack of faith. It is not that. It is the first time in 5 years you have owned something that does not need your employer to keep existing. And on the same page, in smaller type, is the line that reorganizes everything. The company is now worth nearly twice what it was at the midnight arithmetic. Your paper is worth about what it was that night. Not twice, about the same. 2 rounds of dilution did that. Your slice got smaller at exactly the rate the pie got bigger. Nobody lied to you. Nobody hid it. It is simply that you tracked one of those 2 numbers obsessively for 2 years and never once looked up the other. You watched the valuation like a stock price. You were an owner of a shrinking fraction, and you thought you were a shareholder in a rising one. Dana is gone by then. A smaller lab, a bigger grant. She sends one message. 3rd time she writes, "This one has to work." You put the phone face down. You do not answer for 2 days. You do not know what to say to someone doing the thing you are also doing. One of you is watching a job get quietly smaller. The other is watching a fortune get quietly diluted. Neither of you can stop it from a desk. That is the part that keeps you awake. Level 5. The sellers. On the AI side, year 9 is when it resolves. For 7 months, nobody knows how it ends. That includes the people running it. There is a stretch in February where the funding talks go quiet and a rumor goes around the floor. You update your resume that week. So does everyone else. Nobody mentions it to anybody. Then it does not fail. It gets very big instead. Then it is bought into a structure so complicated that 3 lawyers explain it to you in one room. You understand about 60%. You sign anyway. Everybody signs. Your remaining equity converts, and this is where the reprice happens. The new structure pays the late investors first. Everything held by people who were there early converts at a discount to the headline number. Nobody hides it. It is in the documents. It is also not negotiable by you or by anyone at your level, in any room you will ever be in. $11 million before tax. Down from a paper mark that sat near 40 for 4 years. Paid across 4 years. Conditional on staying for 3 of them. 11 million. Not the 40 that sat on your statement for 4 years. Not nothing, like Dana's first one. You stay the 3 years. Of course you stay. That is what the 4 years are for. They are not paying you for the work in those 3 years. They are paying you not to leave with what is in your head. You know this. You take it anyway. Everybody takes it. There is a name for a person who stays somewhere 3 extra years for money he has already earned. Nobody at the company uses that word. Everybody there is one. You are 36. You are wealthy in a way your parents cannot picture. You would have said yes to this on any day of the last 9 years. You know that. It still feels like a settlement rather than a win. You do not say that out loud to anyone. On the big tech side, year 9 is when you leave. Not fired. You take a package. A reorganization made the shape of your job unrecognizable. 9 years. 4 salary increases. No dramatic moments at all. Your net worth is $4.1 million. An apartment, an index fund, cash. Every dollar of it arrived on a Thursday. None of it needed a lawyer. You have another job in 11 weeks. That is what this side actually buys. Not upside, repeatability. And you notice something at the new place in the first month. Nobody there has heard of the system you spent 4 years on. Nobody asks. 9 years of your life is one line on a page, and the line is the company name, not the work. That is the price on this side. It is not poverty. It is being interchangeable, at a very high salary, for a very long time. Here is the thing about these 2 lives. In both of them, there is a second drawer in the same desk. In one of them, it holds a grant letter that somebody printed out because he wanted to touch it. In the other, it holds a charger, a passport, and 9 years of payslips nobody ever opened. Open the first one. The paper is soft at the folds now. You read the number at the top, $1.2 million. It was true. It was also untouchable for 9 years. For 2 of those years, it was worth less than it said. Nobody sent a correction. And now the number that was never on either page. While you were both working, both companies were writing checks to the same place. Every model either of you touched ran on chips from one supplier, in racks rented from 3 landlords. In your last year, the lab spent more on compute in a single quarter than it paid its entire research staff for that whole year, including you. That is not a scandal. It is just the order of things. It is also never on a slide at a recruiting event. 2 very smart people spent 9 years being paid in 2 different currencies. Somebody else sold them both the shovel. Somewhere this March, 2 envelopes go out to the same graduate. One says 420,000. One says 1.2 million. He will spend a week deciding. He will believe the week matters. The thing that decides it is on a hardware invoice he will never see. One of you was paid for the work. The other was paid for the story about the work. Both stories were true. Only one of them cleared on a Thursday. If you want the same split with no salary at all, watch the founder one next. 2 people build companies. One takes money to grow, one refuses. The bigger exit is not the bigger number.